Aloha all, and welcome back to Let's Play Paper Mario for the N64. I'm Paper Mario Guy. In the last episode, we actually decided to be a little dumb and get lost for like a minute or two. I think I cut that out. And in this episode, I promise that none of that shenanigans will happen. And we are in the first intersection. So if you go up and then left, you'll actually find kind of like a black market type shop with a spiked Goomba running it. And you can buy Thunder Rages, which are probably the best item that you can buy from here, or the Mystery, which I guess could also be quite good. And then there's Super Shrooms and stuff like that. So not a half bad idea to come back here and check. And in this first intersection to the right, I believe, right, directly right, there's going to be, stairs leading down, and we're going to have to get into a fight with a KoopaTroll, I believe, and he'll drop a key, and when he drops that key, we'll be able to get in here, and in here is actually a Toad house, an impromptu Toad house, a makeshift one, Toad's doing the best that he can. So we're not really expecting pristine quality as far as their sleeping, but it will allow us to, obviously recharge our HP and FP, but more importantly, it will allow us to quickly and efficiently recharge our star power, which I tend to like to use a lot in Bowser's Castle. A lot of these battles are multi-people battle, and it's good to do lots of damage to multiple people rather than singling out one person. So, as you can see, if we talk to this red toe over here, he's going to whisper the slogan, because I guess he thinks that the KoopaTroll is still sitting outside, but little does he know that we actually defeated that nasty old KoopaTroll, and we actually set them free if they wanted to go. Then again, maybe they don't know how to make their way out. So now we have full star power and stats again, which is awesome, and we can now move on to the next area. I think Bowser's Castle honestly could have been a little bit more challenging if they didn't put in a shop and they didn't put in a Toad house. If they would have just like simply let it be nothing but like those heart blocks, I think that would have definitely made things a little bit more tricky. Damn, I'm gonna jump on his spike. Didn't want to do that, but it would have made it a little bit more challenging. It would have made you have to plan a little bit, better for it. Then again, maybe it would have been a little too difficult, because if you start running out of items, then that's not necessarily a good thing. But at the same time, I'm having an argument with myself, but at the same time, like, I do think that it would have been pretty nice, because you have badges that are designed to allow you to regain your FP, and enemies usually drop FP after a match, so it's not like you would be completely lost if you didn't have it, but alas, they did not, so, there's no changing it now. And, I mean, on top of the fact that, like, no matter how over-leveled you are when you get here, more than likely you'll get at least one level up. So, I think they definitely could have made this a little bit harder, not had it necessarily Toad House. But, seeing as they did, I accept it for what it is, and I think it's pretty cool, even still. But I do think it makes it a little, takes out the challenge of it a little bit, although not a lot. Alright, I am sick and tired of fighting against these guys, and I have no multi-targeting attacks except for Starstorm, which is kind of a pain, because I just went to that Toad house and freshened up, and I'm already almost out of star power now. But this is like the only way that I can think of killing people quickly. But if I had bombed that out, I'd probably just use the, Power Bomb is all enemies on the ground. This, bomb is just one enemy. Mega Bomb is what it's called. I think I actually am going to use Mega Bomb, even though it costs a lot of FP. I'll probably wind up getting a level up before I actually need to use Mega Bomb again. Like, actually need a Mega Bomb. Because I could easily go through this fight without, you know, having to worry about, you know, dying or anything. I just want to try to speed up the process, because fighting groups of 4 enemies, it, you know, just takes a little too long. Alright. Can we do this quick enough? Alright. Use the maple syrup. And then pick up the life stream. Alright, so I got both. I'm able to use both, which is, you know, good, because I didn't want to have to worry about, you know, losing FP like I did. So anyway, here we have I guess it's a puzzle. It's not a very hard puzzle, but it's a puzzle section. And it's the reason I have sushi out, because this is the first section that you actually have sushi needed. So as you saw, that door had a key on it, and all the way over on the left side, there's going to actually be a key. And what we have to do is a water temple-esque from, you know, Ocarina of Time water-raising puzzle to get all the way over to where we need to be on the other side, where we can actually get that key. So, while it's not a hard puzzle, I appreciate it all the same, because it allows you to, you know, have a reason to bring sushi back out, which I think is awesome. This is completely unnecessary, by the way. Like, why even have a switch there? Like, it's not like you can get back here. Like, you might as well have just had the panel sitting down. It kind of strikes me as odd, but what are you gonna do? And then it makes you actually use Bombette again. So Bombette is getting some more use in this level. But we're going to go like that, and that's going to actually allow us to go all the way over to the right and get another chain for our switch. I'm actually going to pull out Watt for the time being, though, because I just want to... There is the first hidden block of the area, yeah, is right here. It's going to be right underneath here, and it's actually going to be a maple syrup. So, although I didn't get to quite use it, at least I got to show it off, so now you guys know, if you're running low on FP by chance, where it is. And then we're going to switch back to sushi and go over to the other side. So currently it is November 1st of 2011, and I thank you guys all for watching. You guys have been absolutely fantastic throughout this project, and you've made it really worthwhile, and kind of shown me that even though I'm doing a game that's kind of overdone on YouTube, you guys are some of the best fans that I could ask for, because, you know, last week I was pretty shaky with my uploads, and, you know, this has been going on for 3 months, and there's been consistent support of this project, so I really appreciate it, guys. Thanks a lot, and hopefully you guys will be just as supportive in all my future projects. But for the time being, you've made playing through my favorite game of all time, you know, totally worth it. And I was nervous about, you know, how I was going to perform, you know, with it being my favorite game in all time, you know, of all time. And even though I've made a few blemishes here and there that I've personally not quite enjoyed, as far as the response is gone, none of you guys have really seemed to minded, and makes me feel like I'm doing a good job. So I thank you very much for that, and I feel like I don't thank you guys enough for, you know, being the great fans that you are. Especially, and I really noticed it with that Ask Questions Now video that I posted for my Q&A LP that's coming up. Because you guys really hopped on that and had some great questions and responses, and it really showed me that you guys were kind of interested in not just my projects, but kind of who I am myself. So, you know, thanks a lot, because I do appreciate it. But now we actually have to fight some bullet bills, and as you might have guessed, a bullet bill blaster is going to be at the end of here. And of all the places in Bowser's Castle, this is probably the place that you're going to get the most level ups, if you don't already, you know, have a lot of levels. Fighting these bullet bills will give you two damage things. I can't. I'm having a problem 2 star points. It will give you 2 star points apiece, which is, you know, really nice because most of the times you'll fight like 3 of them in a group. And then fighting these bullet bill blasters are also going to give you a lot of, you know, star power. Or not star power, we're not playing Guitar Hero. Give you a lot of, star points. So gotta tap a little bit faster. And, yeah, so this actually is really gonna help us along getting our level ups, and, I definitely recommend in this particular segment, in any segment, that you have bullet bill blasters. Bombette is definitely the best way to go. When they're shooting out those bullet bills, the bullet bill blasters will never actually hurt you themselves, but they can get really annoying, you know, by shooting the bullet bills into you. And the bullet bills, man, I just said bullet bills like 7 times, but they do a lot of damage to you. They do 5 apiece, and, you know, while they are dead right after they do it, it's not fun, and if you have 2 characters out and you're fighting the bullet bill blaster, the blasters actually have you know, a fair amount of HP that you might not, like, predict them having, and it might take you by surprise at first, but as you know, fight them, it's just gonna make the battle go really, really long, and, you know, it's not a big deal because you probably won't get hurt, but who honestly wants to sit here and, you know, do the same thing over and over again? Personally, not me. You know, I'm not a fan of repeating the same process over and over again. So, I use Bombette, and things go pretty quickly. You could alternatively use Watt, I think, and get through the defense completely, and, you know, take them out one by one, and that will make things go, I guess, pretty quickly too. So, like I said earlier, I'm a big fan of Bombette and Watt. Those are probably my 2 favorite partners to use, and one of the reasons why is because of how quickly you can take out enemies with high defense, which is, you know, why Watt, I guess, could kind of almost be seen as overpowered, like broken almost, because a lot of the difficulty in this particular section comes from how difficult, you know, most of the enemies are because of their high defense, and Watt just, you know, shrugs that off like it's nothing. And then, of course, Bombette just uses brute strength to overcome that. But Goombario, not recommended here. I mean, if you're a fan of tattling, which I am, especially in Thousand Year Door, then, you know, I guess you could take Goombario, but, you know, with the amount of damage that Goombario actually does, it's really not recommended, like, at all. Koopa too. You know, a lot of these enemies have, like I said, decent defense, so they're not gonna drop immediately, and, like, what's her face? Bombette does a lot of damage when she attacks. Koopa doesn't do nearly as much damage with his multi-attack, and even when he focuses on one person, it still doesn't even do that much damage. So, Koopa's definitely not recommended. Goombario is not recommended. Bao is also not recommended. Bao, I know a lot of people seem to like her because of the fact that she can do a lot of damage, or, I mean, she can, you know, prevent you from taking a lot of damage. But at this point, you know, if you sub out Bao for a better opponent, you won't have to worry about taking too much damage, and you can keep the assault on them. So, I also wouldn't recommend Bao. Sushi is... I'm on the fence with Sushi. I mean, I personally don't like him, but if you're fighting fire enemies, that might be a good idea to use Sushi. Parakarry, again, same kind of thing as Koopa, and a lot of his attacks really aren't, you know, too well suited for the area, and, I mean, I really can't say it any other, you know, any other way than you should probably just stick strictly to Watt and Bao. I mean, Watt and, Bombette. I think the only other partner that I didn't address was Lackluster, and my 2 cents on Lackluster is that his attacks are not the best for a lot of these enemies. Just to kind of check over him, because I almost forget what he is Spiny Surge, where he throws eggs at all enemies. Spiny Flip, which throws an egg at an enemy. Hurricane, and it blows the enemies away from battle, which I guess could kind of be useful if you're you're really kind of worried that you're gonna die. But Cloud 9, I mean, is definitely better than Bow's attack, but while you're using Cloud 9, it spends a lot of FP, and I don't know, I just don't find to be honestly worth it. Alright, stop guarding this. I just want to see what it is. Alright, you know what? Fine. Keep on guarding it for all I care. I don't care what's in there anyway. As long as you don't attack me, I'll be happy. Or as long as you don't hit me, rather. Because you're attacking me right now. Nothing in here. Great. And then in here, we're going to push the middle one. No, we're going to pick. Oh, no. In here, we're going to save. So, because this is actually a perfect time. In the next episode, we have a battle I'm sure you're all looking forward to. But we are now, I want to say maybe halfway, maybe a little under halfway done with the castle, just because of some of the longer battles. But we're done with this episode, so if you guys enjoyed it, be sure to give me a thumbs up. And in the next episode, we will continue through Bowser's Castle and try to make it to Peach as quickly as possible. So I'll see you guys then.